James Nachtwey is a war and social conflict photographer. He has documented serious issues in places such as Sudan, Germany, Romania, and even Alabama. He has worked for Time magazine for over 32 years, and he won the 2006 Heinz Award in Arts and Humanities along with a 2012 Dresden International Peace Prize. Many of his photographs fall under the ethically evaluative category because he brings awareness to issues happening around the world with his work. This picture takes place in Afghanistan, 1996. This woman is mourning her brother who passed away in a Taliban conflict and was killed by a rocket. You can see how massive this graveyard is and how it looks to stretch even further out, and there seems to be many smaller graves that are present throughout this graveyard that seem a little more insignificant compared to the others, and it seems as if there may even be some unmarked graves. This next picture takes place in Sudan, 1993. It's of a famine victim in a feeding center who is obviously very emaciated. This picture is definitely an ethically evaluative photograph because you can see how serious this issue is, that they even have to have feeding centers for people who are starving and who are dying. I think another important aspect of this photo is seeing that this man is crawling on the ground because he doesn't have the strength to walk. This picture takes place in East Germany, 1990, and it's of the pollution coming from a Coke factory. I thought this was an interesting picture that Nachtwey had taken because I haven't seen many photos of his that aren't in black and white, and there is some color to this, so I like that he's emphasizing the fire and the pollution in this photo and also using the blue sky in the background with the clouds as an emphasis for how all this smoke and the toxic pollutants are entering the air. This picture takes place in Romania in 1990. It's of an orphanage of children that are considered incurables, and it looks as if these rows of cribs continue for many feet, and to see this one girl's look of despair on her face and how lonely she is, it really does bring an emotional aspect to this photo. This next photo is also a part of the Romania 1990 orphanage for the incurables. In this picture you can see that there is a rusty metal bed frame and a child in the corner with what seems to be barely any clothes on, and it shows how just inadequately these children are being taken care of and how the living conditions are just very bad, and Nachtwey emphasizes just the bareness to everything and how there's not enough being put in for these children. This last picture takes place in Alabama, 1994. It's of a prisoner who is on the chain gang, which basically means that they do hard labor, and this is during a time where Alabama was doing the Tough on Crime initiative by making prisoners engage in hard labor. So I like this picture because just seeing the huge, tall, chain link fence go all the way up and kind of also the shadow that reflects on his face is just very depictive of the separation between the outside normal life and the inside prison life. This last slide is a quote from James Nachtwey, and it says, "I have been a witness, and these pictures are my testimony. The events I have recorded should not be forgotten and must not be repeated." And I think this is very important to put in here because the whole purpose of James Nachtwey's photography is to expose these real-life horrendous issues that are happening all over the world and to bring awareness to what's going on.